Please welcome to the stage veteran news anchor and Broadway performer, our MC, Wendy Lee Curtis.
Awesome. There's so many empty seats. You guys come on in, get closer. We're a family here. Don't be scared. Go ahead, just jump. If there's an empty seat next to you, jump into the seat next to you so I can see all of us together. Y'all are so spread out. How you doing this morning? Good. All right, so first question, who wants to join me on stage? Totally kidding. No, just kidding. Honestly, you guys have the best seat in the house, and those chairs are so comfy. I tried them out for you, so we're good to go. Guys, I am so excited to be here today. Okay, everybody, buckle up. We're gonna start our broadcast momentarily, and we're gonna go live. You ready? In 3, 2, 1. Hello, everybody online and in person, backstage, and around the world. Welcome to BMC Exchange 2022. And on behalf of BMC, I am incredibly excited to be here with all of you today. My name is Wendy Lee Curtis, and I will be your MC. And I gotta tell y'all, I've had the privilege of meeting some of the speakers that are gonna be here today, and I have to tell you, it's gonna be an incredible event. It's gonna be off the chain. And today's event continues to remind us that we live in changing times. Yes, agility is critical. It's an absolute must for future success. I'm talking about a future that's possible and that sits just beyond our fingertips. We can imagine it. All it takes is the mindset to make it happen. Y'all, we're all here today because we are all responsible for leading transformation. Each one of us. And I hope that you've had a chance to speak with the other attendees and that you'll meet many more while you're here all together for the next couple of days. We'll be talking about change. Changes that are creating exciting opportunities for business. Speaking of exciting people and business, our first presenter is a driving force at BMC. With 27 years at BMC under his belt, he can tell you all about transformation and change and how to prepare for the opportunities that are just around the corner. To get our day started, please give a warm welcome to BMC's Chief Revenue Officer, Jason Andrew.
I got a war injury. Thank you very much for that. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. How is everyone? You all right? Oh, fantastic. And welcome everybody that's watching online as well. It's so great to be here in Miami today, which by the way is called the Magic City. And we're gonna have a little bit of magic today and tomorrow. It's been so long coming, getting everybody together, and really excited to have you with us in front of us today. So before we kick it off, you may have already realized that I am not the president and CEO of the company. I'm Saeed, Jason Andrew. Due to some unforeseen circumstances, Ayman couldn't be with us today, but he didn't want to miss out on the event, so we're going to Zoom him in live, and Ayman, over to you.
Hi, Jason. I'm here, and let me tell you, I wish I could be there with you, but unfortunately, I tested positive for COVID. And for the health and safety of everybody around, I figured it would be better to isolate and stay back. I am so happy and impressed to see so many folks from some of the most innovative brands from around the world that we partner with. We are honored to work with all of you. Some of you for more than 25 years, pushing the boundaries of what technology and our products can do. It's been an exciting ride for us, and we love the fact that you've been with us on this ride. And we're even more excited for the potential to reinvent what technology means for enterprises and define the future for enterprise software together. I've been waiting for a long time to say this. Welcome to Miami, even if I can't be there with you in person. Thank you for being with us in person and online, and we promise to make it worth your while.
Thank you, Ayman, first of all, for your consideration. I mean, obviously, we're navigating a whole different space and place right now, and he would have loved to have been here in person, but we wish him well and hopefully he gets well soon. So as Wendy said, my name's Jason Andrew. I'm from New Zealand, but now I'm a Texan, and I became a US citizen about 3 months ago. Yeah. I've been with BMC for a long time. I'm not going to say the year count again, but I've enjoyed and I've been proud and passionate to be an employee of this company for such a long time, mainly because of the people that we work with. That's customers, partners, and our employees. But I will tell you, I was sitting at home on Friday evening. It was about 5:30, 6 o'clock at night, sitting out the back, the dogs were running around, my wife and I were together. I had a twisted lime Topo Chico. Have you ever had that stuff? It's fantastic. And I get this emergency BMC calendar event. Everybody on a phone call in 5 minutes. I'm like, oh yes, this is gonna be fun. Wondering what we'd maybe done or with the company. So I jump on the call, and Ayman comes on and goes, I've got COVID, batter. You're up, Jason, see you later. So I had my earpods in, right? And my wife was sitting beside me, and I literally went like this. Oh my goodness, I've got to present to 250 people, 300 people on Tuesday. And my wife turns and goes, what have you been doing for the last 27 years? And I was like, actually, that's a fantastic perspective. I know this stuff. This is my content. So as Ayman mentioned, we're in very exciting times, and I'm looking forward to sharing with you in the next 55 minutes or so some of those stories, customer stories as well, so that you can hear what we're doing and what our customers are experiencing and sharing those experiences with you. So let's get started. So we are navigating definitely through some really interesting times. And by the way, if you think about when this last event occurred was literally, I think, 2019, about this time, so much has changed since then. And so many different industries have been affected, all of us have been affected by what happened with the pandemic. And if I actually, if I think about some of the major transitional things that have happened, these trends that are causing us to actually change the way we work and deliver what we do, the first one that springs to mind is the future of work, or the workplace that we work in. And again, if we'd said back in 2019, we want you to all go back to your works, 6 months from now, you're gonna send everybody home, no one's gonna come back into the office, and for 2 years, they're gonna stay there and work from home. We would have thought we were crazy, right? It just would have been mental. But technology provided us that flexibility. We in the room were the ones that allowed our businesses to keep running and keep moving. The interesting challenge now is if you're recruiting talent, if you're picking up people that you want to bring into your company, it's a question that happens in the interview. Where do I work? Do I come into the office? Do I work from home? Are you flexible on that? So I guess the question really is here is that's the current state of things. What's the new state that we will work in as companies are adjusting and working to the space and place that we have in this environment? Now, this one can be quite a sort of emotive conversation when you start talking about the economy or geopolitical state that we have to operate in. But one thing you cannot dispute is that the turbulent state of the financial markets right now. Nations, and there's this moving plates of who actually is driving growth. And we obviously are trying to work out, we being the collective we, customers and BMC, how we support and satisfy those changes as well. High inflation, interest rates, the dollar impact on the rest of the world. And there are a lot of people in the room, I think nearly a third of the people in the room aren't from the USA in the room today. So we're all being impacted by this and what's happening here. Again, we as technologists, rather than thinking about or focusing on the challenge, what's the opportunity? The collection of data, the analytics that data can provide, and us being adaptable and changeable, being agile, to the way we can actually capture or get past the challenge and capture the possible opportunity. So, if my dad's in New Zealand, right, he's a little bit older, and if I'd said to my dad in 2019, what do you think about the supply chain? My dad would have gone, son, you go down the shop, you can buy plenty of chain. He had no idea. But 2 words changed globally what we think about with this. Toilet paper. honestly, it became relevant. Everybody understood and became maybe a layman view on actually what the supply chain was and the fragility of our supply chain. From procurement, manufacturing, distribution, inventory, and all the last-minute supply problems that we've seen in having as customers, I would never have thought living in Texas that I'd have to wait 2 years to get a brand new truck. That would never have crossed my mind when you drove past yards and yards of new trucks for many, many years. Many of us are experiencing this, both in our personal and professional life. I think professionally, there are customers in the audience here. I know Wegmans is here, for example, where supply chain is a real battle every day. Not just for their customers, but also the pressure it applies on their employees and how they're going to work and change for those pressures as well. Next, we have security or cybersecurity, depending on how you want to call it out. And this one's interesting as well, right? Because it's kind of always there. And I know in BMC, as we've made the journey from being more into the cloud and more of a SaaS-first company, we kind of have to take responsibility, all employees in the company, about what we do around the security space so we don't get socially hacked through our environments. Cyber attacks in the US by 2025, that crime will cost the US $10.5 trillion in crime. Yeah, someone went, oh, it's an opportunity. No, that's not what you should be thinking. So how do you combat that? How do you combat that? All right, so how do you discover the assets in your environment? How do you relate them back together? How do you lock them down and have compliance and governance and regulatory sort of standards across those environments, but still provide a flexible DevOps, easy, agile workspace for your employees to work in? There's the conflict and the challenge. I like this one. I think the virtual sessions that we've run the last couple of years, we've really, really focused on the value and the power of data. So maybe obviously people and technology are important, but the core IP that most companies have, and they've still yet to work out how to mine it, is the use of data. There's an interesting or fun fact. Everybody in this room, on average, this calendar year, will generate 97 zettabytes of data. Megabyte, gigabyte, terabyte, petabyte, exabyte, zettabyte. That's a 97 with 21 zeros after it. Each of us will produce. So we're collecting it, we're capturing it, but are we analyzing it? Are we making good business decisions? Are we doing the right thing so we can adapt and change as organizations? And again, I think this topic, if you're recruiting employees, if you're trying to retain employees, we all understand now that we have a social responsibility in our organizations. It's the right thing to do. There's an opportunity for us to do the right thing here collectively, how we impact the planet, how we handle diversity and inclusion, and just generally how we make the world a better place. I know PwC is in the audience, but I was reading a review they did where they said 86% of employees, when they make a decision on where they're going to work, they want to make, one factor that they will consider is, does that company they're going to work at care about the same things that they care about? So this is on the agenda now when you're trying to attract and keep talent. Now at BMC, a little plug for us, we are maximizing our impact in what we do in the company. The UN Sustainability Goal is something that we have adopted inside our organization to be a good and responsible citizen. And I'm proud to say, really proud to say, that we ranked 5th amongst 992 software and services company against that standard, and in the top 1% of 15,000 companies on the planet. So congratulations to the employees of BMC. So here's the interesting thing, right? I clicked forward one slide at the beginning, I should have put them up to show you. These are 6 transformational trends, impacts. I hear this all the time when I'm talking to customers. I probably are in 10, 15 hours of meetings every week when I'm talking directly with y'all in the room. That's a Texas saying, by the way. And what I hear is these 6 trends come through in the conversation. Probably the number one thing that's focused on right now, or they want to talk about or share ideas around, is the economic and geopolitical state. And if they're, depending on their vertical, they'll attach supply chain to that. The second most important topic probably is something around talent or people, where we'll talk about the future of work and sustainability and how that impacts recruiting and retaining talent. And then lastly, but still very relevant, the value of data and security's impact on that. So that's interesting, all right? These are great trends and these are great views, but how do you and we conduct our business in a way that's profoundly different from what we've been doing in the past, capture those opportunities, and adapt and work for the future state of business? And that's the conversation we're having now, is not just these challenges and these trends. What can we do about it? How can we step past the challenge and capture the opportunity? So let's talk about what we do in this space. Now, there's a little graphic that's coming up here, and I've got customers in the room, obviously customers online. I'm the Chief Revenue Officer. I would like to know sometime today and tomorrow if this is brand new to you and you've never seen it before. Because if it is, you're getting a new sales rep, just FYI, all right? This is our ADE graphic, the Pentagon, where we actually believe, and we strongly believe, and we're seeing this play out with you in the room and customers that are online, that if you want to plan for success to become an autonomous digital enterprise, you need a framework or a blueprint that looks like this. So what ADE gives us in this framework is an environment for success for any digital-first organization that wants to embrace an intelligent, automated, and interconnected set of technologies so you can thrive when change is happening around you. And that's the key thing. So ADE was built on these common technologies to give organizations the capability and the chance to quickly and easily adapt and be agile in the market. So, at the heart of ADE, you'll see up here, there are 3 things that I'd like to call out. And we'll give you more and more on this as you obviously, I'm going to spend a few minutes on it. First and foremost, we have actionable insights. So this provides you with an orchestration and backbone where you can apply data and analytics from your enterprise or using external factors so you can better identify growth and you can optimize opportunities that you can capture inside your markets. Second is agility or business agility. And here you're going to see an environment where every organization should be doing this, allow you to pivot as quickly as you possibly can and ultimately better than your competitors so you can capture that opportunity. Look, gone are the days where you had 3- and 5-year planner records where nothing changed and nothing altered. That's a plug to our finance team as well, just FYI. Gone are those days. Now we need to be more agile and be more flexible. And lastly, I think this is table stakes, right? This actually, if you have to mention it in your marketing, that you're customer-centric or customer-first, you probably miss the point. Delighting customers and having customer centricity is super important. Obviously, you lose people if you don't have that. But what does that mean? You actually have to have the knowledge and you have to understand the journey that your customer goes through in order to work with you. The depth of growth is complexity. If you make them go through a complex state to work with you, you can't grow. And the bar is raising every day in this space as well. Okay, so we've had a little bit about the 6 major trends, had a little bit about what we're doing in the ADE space. So now I want to transition again. I want to think a little bit more about how we partner with you and what we're doing around innovation. So I'm super proud of the transformation that we've been through under Iman's leadership and the new ELT and our owners, KKR. We've had significant transformation inside the company. From being here 27 years, I know different states of the company. And we're ready and we're able to capitalize on opportunities that we see and we're faced with every day inside the market. Our evolution and the changes that we've had have only really been possible because of you, our customers, and you, our partners. And we value that relationship. And it really needs to be that flow of information working back and forth. I tell my team all the time, be curious listeners. Always be curiously listening to what our customers are really telling us. The other thing I think we've done, and again, I'm on the go-to-market side, is we are maniacally focused on R&D first. So what does that mean for a salesperson? All right? If I know that R&D is finding use cases, problem statements, opportunity statements, use cases, that they can create something that's uniquely differentiated, that adds value to you as customers, my job's a lot easier. And we're doing that in the labs. You're going to see some work on the innovation labs in the marketplace and here on stage. We're also doing it through some very strategic acquisitions. The biggest one of which recently has been CompuWare. There's Mr. McKinney smiling at me over there, where we deepened our commitment to the mainframe modernization. And I wish I could share more with you about how we are winning in this space. It is awesome. And it's like the new shiny toy in some cases for our biggest strategic customers to help them get through some of the Voldemort vendors that they're dealing with right now. Don't quote me on that if you're in the media. I don't want that getting out of the room. So we've reimagined and we've reinvented our portfolio as well. So it's not just been about acquisitions. There's also been organic innovation that's occurred inside the company. And our Helix portfolio, and I'm not going to mention the name, but in the weekend we had a very, very large bank that moved off a company called Service Something, and they moved to the Helix platform, went live very, very happily, go live customer in the weekend. It's the second major bank that we've moved in the last 2 months. No more, don't ask me about that. But we've expanded and we've got this convergence now, not only on the Helix platform for service management, but we're bringing in IT and operations space with our AI Ops solution to give us enterprise-wide observability. That's a mouthful. We've also reinvented the way we look at service management, and we've changed the game in this space. By delivering predictive service operations, you get even more value from that collection of data, that insights into what's really happening in your environment, and you leverage the investment you've been making around that space. And finally, and I better get a wahoo when I say this one, we've extended our industry-leading automation capabilities around Control M, or as I call it, Control with a SaaS-first offering, Helix Control M. Wahoo! I'm looking at the Control M guys, they better wahoo me. And you're going to hear more and more about what we're doing in this space and the way we're enabling orchestration in this environment. So our success and growth has come about through our ability to work with each of you in this room and those of you that are online and shaping these SaaS solutions. And technology is truly changing in the world that we live in today. And I actually feel very privileged for 27 years working at BMC to watch all these changes. And quite frankly, I feel like I've had a front row seat in what's been happening in this space. So from private industry, whether we're working with federal government or cities or municipalities, it's alive and well now, all the changes that are occurring around us. So what I'd like to do is, and for those of you that don't know, actually, we're in Miami Beach, all right? So Miami City is a different municipality, just so you know. And by the way, it's a really good one, because what we have is the deputy CIO of that municipality who's going to come out and talk to us about what he's doing in this space. Now, interestingly, they don't call their IT department information technology. They have a whole new meaning for it, innovation technology. And I'm really honored that we have the chance to work with this organization and supporting their innovation journey that they're on. So it's a privilege for me to bring out on stage now the Deputy CIO of the City of Miami, Otto Contreras. Hey mate, you all right? Have a seat. So I'm not joking, I came in from the airport and I drove through your area. Traffic was amazing. So good, the city ran perfectly. Came over the bridge, disaster, mate. You need to take over and look after this part as well, Otto.
We're going to help our sister city here.
So thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. Thank you for taking the time and coming to talk to everybody. So why don't you give a little bit of an explanation on what the Innovation and Technology Group is in your organization?
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. You know, I'm going to start with the vision statement from the mayor. It says, Miami is a modern and diverse city, and it's a global leader in innovation, technology, and resilience. So just with that statement, it's a lot of pressure for our department. And hence, as you mentioned, we're not the IT department. We are the innovation and technology, hence do it. So we're there to do a lot of things. So with that pressure, one of the main goals for our department is to make sure that actually we create a good way for the citizens and the business that actually come to our city to be able to actually do the transactions that they need. So therefore, we have to actually create the proper solutions, utilizing the technology that it's available to us. And you know, it's important that you actually care about your people, because your people is the one that actually create all those solutions, even though technology is available these days. But you have to actually make sure that you care about your people, you make sure that actually they are motivated to to create all those solutions that we're looking for all the time.
So, I mean, there's been a lot of change. I've been up here talking about it, probably been listening in the back rooms. Over the last 2 or 3 years, how have you seen the impact to the citizens around what has happened in the city and how you've had to adjust and cope with that?
Well, I'm happy to tell you that when the pandemic actually hit us, the city was concerned about revenues, was concerned about how actually being able to actually do all the things that actually you need to do to continue operations. So because of innovative things that we had done prior to the pandemic, it's like we prepare for it. We were actually trying to get adoption on collaboration internally to ensure that actually our employees were using collaboration tools. And I didn't know that the pandemic was happening. I was trying to actually come up with getting to directors of the departments, trying to do a little bit of training at that level, trying to get adoption. And then it was not working because the need was not there. And it's like, Otto, I'm going to help you out. I'm going to send you a pandemic. And the adoption came immediately. So, but because a lot of innovating things, we were able to actually have all the employees of the city of Miami being able to work from home in a week and a half. In the public sector, that is something that actually a lot of municipalities had a lot of challenges because they weren't already. We were just fortunate to actually have an amazing team and be prepared for that.
I actually, I remember seeing a meme. If it's me, I'd say meme. But I saw a meme that said that we spent millions of dollars in multiple CIOs, and then the pandemic actually helped us do digital transformation. So it's funny that you should say that. But what about what's happened post that? So what's the current state, or the what you're looking at right now and how you're operating? Have things gone back to what they are, or have you still stayed with this virtual or work from home environment space that you're working in now?
Well, public sector is different on that. Prior to the pandemic, you couldn't actually say we're going to create an organization where we can create efficiencies by actually having people, and as you were mentioning, you actually get better talent that way because you can reach out to different locations and where they can work. That couldn't be done in public sector. That cannot happen. There are too many rules that are too old that it was completely prohibited to actually get to that level. And but it has changed. It taught us many things, and especially the way we were able to get those people working so quickly from home. So, and also it's not only the things that we did on that one. Prior to that one, and it's been for about 3 or 4 years that we actually started an initiative with Innovation Academy. So what we did is actually we brought a company to help us start training our employees to start identifying efficiencies through processes. So not only looking at technology, it says don't look at technology to solve your problem yet.
Right.
So make sure that you enhance your process, understand your process very well, that you actually create efficiencies and enhance it, then actually bring the right technology to actually help you and automate that process. So all that education that actually happened prior to the pandemic is something that actually helped us a lot.
Yeah, that's interesting. I've heard before that, bringing talent in, maybe in federal government or in, through state and local or municipalities has been trickier maybe than commercial because they could offer different opportunities. Right. That's actually something that changing those old laws or old ways would have been fun. So what does the future state look like? I mean, from what you've gone through and what you changed now, what are you working on and what happens next?
Well, from the virtual part of working remotely, still a challenge in the public sector because there's still those rules, even though things actually change a little bit. Like before, signing a document electronically, it was a no-no. The legal department actually didn't allow that. And it's funny because they were the first ones that actually came back to us. We have to actually do this to make it happen because that's the way we're doing it. In HR, it was something completely difficult to do. And now they request all the forms that actually we sent to HR has to be digital signed.
We've gone the other way completely.
Yeah. So, the future, we're seeing the future already that the pandemic actually helped us on this and do the transformation. Now, one of the things that we're seeing for the future is ensuring that when you actually are putting the strategy together, it's not only about the organization. Technology has to be embedded in that strategy. Because before it was like, we need to align to the strategy of the organization. And then you're actually struggling to make sure that you bring the right solutions. But if you're in that part, and actually there is a way that the administration, the upper management understands how important technology is for the organization, is when you actually are going to be able to do a lot better things in the future.
How about citizens? I mean, I'm going a little bit off script here for you, Otto, but there's a lot of that stuff with legal and HRs around maybe employees. What about citizen interaction? I mean, how is the technology innovation that you're having to push so the citizens can work different, post-pandemic?
Well, let me take it this way. We have a very active mayor. Mayor Francis Suarez, it's very active, and he's promotes
He's a technology expert, right?
Expert, trying to actually bring all the companies in the world to Miami.
Yeah, it's a technology hub now, right?
Yes. So for us, that's a lot of pressure. When he says right there, he says, I want to make sure in the city of Miami, the companies that come right here can open your business from your phone. And we go like, oh, we're not ready for that. We were not ready for that, but we make it happen. So that's the way actually we change on how business transact with the city. And also, the solutions that we have put out there, we're focusing customer experience and ensuring that all the solutions that are actually for our citizens, they are able to actually just log in, being able to actually get a permit to actually do some addition in your house or addition for the building. And that's what actually creates the real revenue for the city, especially, I don't know if you had the opportunity, I don't think from the airport to here, but if you go through the city of Miami, you're going to see cranes everywhere. Yeah, so the growth is incredible. So we have to.
Yeah, I took the time, two things. I took the time to look online, and I was amazed at how much you could do as a citizen. So it was a little bit of a plug. And the second one, just for anybody from the city of Miami that's listening in right now, the first thing that Otto said to me within like 2 minutes is, this is the hub of technology now. When are you opening an office? So he was immediately trying to get me to start working here. So what about the city of the future then? Like, where do you see this whole thing going? I mean, do you see any big plate movements or changes that you think could actually change everything you're doing right now?
Well, not only on the technology side, as I mentioned, the pressure on the political side, but I don't know if you know, the Mayor Francis Suarez last Monday announced that he's potentially running for the presidency. So that is a humongous pressure for us because he's not only bringing big organizations to the city, but now he's going to have in a different level. So I am sure, with a lot of work that we have to actually do, we have to transform. We have to continue doing what we're doing and do it better. And that's the only way that actually we can not only change, but all the time ensuring that actually the city of Miami will be a city that other municipalities will look for when it comes to actually innovation and transformation for what they are doing in technology.
That's fantastic. That's really taking the next vision and becoming the leader in it. I think I didn't know about the mayor, but that kind of makes sense now as well. So here we are. We're in. I think some of the people from the US have probably frequented Miami a little bit, but you're a local, all right? So what we want to know, everyone's take your notepads out or your phones. Give us a couple of really cool places we can't miss, things we have to do when we're here in Miami. I don't want to lose them. I still want them to come back tomorrow, but are there things that they should experience when they're in Miami?
I don't think you're going to see them after my comments tomorrow, but we'll make sure that.
Iman's not here. I was going to say, does anybody want to go fishing or golf? Or?
So let me tell you a little bit. I've been in South Florida for the last 30 years. So funny things is when you live here for 30 years, and like we had 2 weeks ago a cold front, and it went to 60. So I turned on my heater. It doesn't work because you don't use the heater here in South Florida. So that's when you know that you're in South Florida because you turn off your heater when it goes to 60. So as you know,
60. That's a summer's day in Michigan, mate. So look at it, Jeff.
So as you guys know, Miami Beach and the city of Miami, we're around water. Yep. So what are the best things actually to do? Water activities if you're into water, and this week is going to help amazingly because you guys actually came on a perfect weather time. Things to do, I would say probably Brickell If you actually are looking for an amazing restaurant, you can now go around
Brickell?
Brickell
Okay.
area is all the financial area where all the good buildings are.
Gave it a thumbs up,
Yes.
so that's good.
So that's something to do. If you want to go and get the area, the Bayside Marketplace, it's a perfect place to actually go. Little stores, some restaurants, not probably as good as Brickell, but you can actually get into a little yacht right there and get to know the entire area on the water, and get the spotlights of the city of Miami.
Well, that's fantastic. So, Otto, I just want to, first of all, thank you for being such a fantastic customer and being an advocate for what we're doing and a great feedback loop for things that we need to work on as well. And thank you for your time today. And I know everybody here really appreciates it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nicole. So Otto's actually going to stay here today and he'll be around all day tomorrow. So if you want to, if you're interested, he's only too happy for you to take any follow-on questions or spend time with him. So I'm going to go back on the theme of innovation now. I'm going to carry on one more time down this path. It's core to BMC. So I think it's super important that I spend some more time around it. What I want you to understand is our commitment to you as customers and partners and users, if you're listening online, around what we're doing in this space. So over the years, and we continue to be recognized now by the industry analysts, I know some of them are with us today. Gartner has named us now for the 7th time in a row in the ITSM Magic Quadrant and the Leader Quadrant. We're also recognized as a leader by Forrester in the Wave for ESM. Research in Action has called us as a BMC leader in both hybrid cloud management as well as in the AI ops space. And we continue to also be recognized for our automation capabilities by Forrester and EMA as well. Those things are important to us, right? Because that's your independent source that you can go and verify that what we're saying, we're actually really doing. And we do embrace the spirit of innovation. We're talking to Otto out the back about how we run the lab process and how fun it's been with Ram bringing that in as CTO role for our internal BMCers to bring their innovative ideas through the system as well. So we have a long heritage of doing this, like 27 years, but the company's over 40 years old. This is something that we actually know what to do and how to do it. So what I'd like to do is to share a little vision with you about what we see in the world of predictive service operations. So run the tape, please.
Apps run the world, but the software that manages and monitors them run the universe. Artificial intelligence can be more than just your voice-activated concierge in the kitchen. It can also be the intelligent software that runs other software, from processes to applications, and we call it Predictive Service Operations. In every organization, new services and software are deployed every day, which allows us all to operate faster and better as a business. And what if we told you that we could use automation and AI to entirely transform and simplify how you support your applications? And it's here today. Predictive Service Ops creates an immense opportunity to rethink how this happens in your business and can dramatically reduce the time your teams spend to identify, provision services, set permissions, monitor, and fix bugs or remediate issues. We bring the power of BMC Discovery, BMC Helix Operations Management, AI Ops, and intelligent automation together and combine it with Service Flow Maps, our latest innovation, to enable uninterrupted and adaptive IT operations. Now you can collect data that tells you how your business is running and know where it needs to go, using artificial intelligence to manage and monitor everything that happens in your environment. Knowing what data and what metrics matter allow AI to learn and understand what's happening and what to do, automatically creating service models as needed. Predictive Service Ops continually monitors and discovers new services. It understands them and can connect them to our observability platform automatically and without human intervention. It knows what to do when anomalies occur, as well as how to prevent issues from affecting your business. It can self-heal and minimize downtime, using AI to proactively find issues and address them before they happen in the first place. This is just one small example of what this type of technology can do. With Predictive Service Ops from BMC, businesses save time, gain knowledge, and problems get solved faster. Real business benefits the bottom line. Get ready for the future today with BMC.
I was really enjoying sitting down there. It was kind of comfy. So I'd like to welcome up on stage to do a little bit more of a deep dive around Predictive Service Ops, our AVP of Innovation, Mr. Eric Anderson. Come on up, Eric. That looked really casual, mate, like we hadn't practiced it for about 20 minutes to get it right.
At least.
I do have to say, like, AVP of Innovation, that is a wickedly cool title. Hey, I need to get myself a better title than just 3 letters. So talk to us a little bit. Tell us a little bit more about this. This looks really exciting on a video, but tell us a little bit more about it. What you're doing.
Jason. So Predictive Service Ops is a solution that's coming out of BMC's Innovation Labs. We think it solves kind of a major problem in the industry. And before we deep dive too much, Jason, I know you know all about Innovation Labs, but for the audience, Innovation Labs is BMC's research division. So we're a bunch of technologists, a bunch of geeks, and they throw the toughest problems at us overall. We talk to a lot of customers. We try to understand the problems that you all face over and over and over. And we try to kind of predict the future a little bit. We try to understand where the industry is going to be in a few years so that we're ready with our solutions right about the same time that hopefully it's hitting the market. And this is where Predictive Service Ops came from overall. So with that, generally speaking, we talk to customers all the time. Right? And if I start to hear the same kinds of problems over and over and over again, I get really excited because that's an area that we think we can jump in and really, really help. Jason, I don't know about you, but when I talk to customers, one of the biggest challenges I hear is that our customers simply cannot keep up with the ever-changing skill set needed to support some of our modern tech stacks. Things are changing so incredibly fast that operations teams just can't keep up.
They do say that to me, but I don't really know what they mean, but carry on.
Well, let me tell you then, as
Thank you.
These new technologies kind of emerge overall, hiring people, training people, they've got to deeply understand how to operate, how to manage it, how to configure it, how to monitor it, how to fix it when things break. And if your developers are off, using all kinds of new technology and your operations teams really don't understand these things, that's really what keeps our customers up at night. And that was the inspiration for Predictive Service Ops. Our hypothesis, I can't get that word out, overall was, can we kind of take our traditional application management suite, right? Things that we know how to do really well, discovery, AI ops, intelligent automation, Helix operation management, and instead of relying on people to actually set everything up and configure it and build it out and run your business applications, can we train AI to do that for you? To help significantly reduce that skills gap overall, that's Predictive Service Ops, right? Overall. It does a few things for you. As you can tell kind of in the video, first and foremost, it's got to understand your hosting environment. It's got to understand where you're hosting your business applications so that when you go deploy new applications, it can automatically detect them, automatically bring them in, model services based on the technology that you're using. It can configure what to do. It can configure your alerts. It knows what to monitor for you, dynamically sets thresholds, sets up metrics that it defined, by the way, and it can then predict when something is going to go wrong, right? And deploy automation and solve those problems before they go wrong overall. That's Predictive Service Ops.
Okay.
Very cool. Now, this is something that when we've spoken to many customers, I've shown this actually to several customers, and I've got to tell you, in a lot of cases, customers say, Eric, this to be honest, it feels like magic.
Magic City.
There you go. I'm here to tell you it's very real. right? Overall, it's something that we can demo, we can show. We actually have a booth set up in our marketplace outside, and I'm inviting everybody to come by. We're going to have some live demos throughout today and tomorrow. We're going to actively deploy some applications. You're going to see the AI in action. It's going to set up and configure everything. It's very, very cool. It's very real. It's here. And that's it. That's Predictive Service Ops.
So, and people online as well, I think if you go to in the marketplace, you probably can't do the whole hands-on experience that we'll offer the audience here, but you can see videos, white papers, and you can read and get more information about it if you're online working around the marketplace. Give me a little bit more about what else is happening, just generally. I know I'm going off script here, but tell me, I warned you I'd do this.
Yeah, no problem.
What else is happening in the innovation labs right now? What are you working on?
So innovation labs, we operate almost like mini startups overall. Yep. So we run mini startups with almost an internal VC funding. So we run on average 10 to 12 startups going all at once. We're doing a lot of work in data ops. We're doing a lot of work in IoT, edge computing. Basically we try to, as I said before, understand where the challenges are and then put startups in place, fund them, operate them, and try to bring them to market. Some of them fail. Some of them, like Predictive Service Ops, we start showing to customers and like, yes, I've got to have that. When can I get it? How can I get it? It's very cool stuff. We're very excited about it. Our team has had a blast putting this stuff together, and we're excited to show.
Awesome. Thank you, my friend, Mr. Anderson. Thank
Thanks.
you very much. Always a pleasure.
Catch you later.
I feel like I need to dance, get better at my dancing. I'm not joking though. I mean, well, Eric's not joking. When we put early stage training with the go-to-market teams and our engineering teams in particular, and they've seen what we're doing in this space, there's a lot of excitement. So we're happy for you. Really looking forward to you going out and seeing what we're doing out here as well. Now, everything that we've talked about today is possible. I know often we'll throw around phrases like the art of the possible. I kind of think about when I go all the way back to the trends that some of those things maybe feel a little bit impossible. But I know at BMC we take that more as motivation so we can turn them into possibilities and opportunities. And that's what we're doing with the technology that we work and the investment we're making to be a better partner with you as our customers and partners. I really encourage you to go out and have a look around the marketplace, get your hands on it and play with it. It is really cool stuff. And I hope you're really inspired by some of the opportunities that we're embracing based on the fact that these big trends that we've seen and what I've talked about earlier and what we're doing today and what we plan to do in the future. And if that's not enough, if I haven't managed to do any of that, there are a lot more customers that you're going to hear from today and tomorrow. So coming up on stage between today and tomorrow, we have Google Cloud, Oracle Cloud, and AWS. We also have Kim from MasterCard, who's going to talk to us a little bit later today. And then tomorrow I will host 4 customers, Raymond James, a partner, NTT Data, Adva Optical, and Blue Shield Blue Cross of Alabama, Roll Tide. What does that say, Roll Tide on there then? Put that in, didn't you, Todd? From just basically giving you a different view of what our customers are doing and how they're supporting their environments with our solutions. Look, we're focused more than ever on innovation. It really is. It's always been core for over 40 years, but now we really are being deliberate on what we do in this space to make sure that we deliver value to you on your ADE journey. So the next 2 days, I look forward to making sure that I engage with all of you. I literally am going to try to make sure I meet you all, and we can discuss anything that you've seen today or you'll see in the rest of the sessions, and you can unlock some of the incredible opportunities in your organizations working with us. Stay tuned though. Hopefully your coffee levels are still not the bladder levels, the coffee levels are still at a good space, and we will see some more thought-provoking sessions as we move through the next days. The number one thing I want you all to do though, because we're in Miami, and I know I don't have to tell this to my team, is enjoy yourselves, all right? I know I don't have to tell my team that, but what I will say is when you're enjoying yourselves, find like people, birds of a feather, find peer group people that you can communicate with, you can share stories about your journey and theirs, and you can create those relationships while you're at this event. I'm super energized, I'm very passionate, I'm very proud to be a BMCer, and the things that we're doing inside the company across all sorts of different industries and verticals And I'm really excited about the opportunity that we have in front of us as we move forward as an organization, working with you, our customers, and our partners. All I can say basically is let's capitalize on those opportunities. Thank you very much. Let's go.